Insurance companies have been accused of being insensitive and too slow in paying out compensation to some victims of the summer riots. The accusations were made at a London Assembly committee meeting today by a charity set up to provide emergency funding for small businesses. Our Home Affairs correspondent Guy Smith has more.
It's been a struggle for Omar Mehmet to keep going. His family business here in Tottenham was closed for 8 months after the building was damaged during the riots last summer. He had wages, loans and bills to pay, and when he finally reopened in April this year, many of his customers had gone elsewhere. He mostly blames the insurance companies.
We couldn't pay no wages, we couldn't pay bills, we could not do nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. And insurance companies should look at themselves and be ashamed.
His wife says it took almost 4 months before they received the first insurance payment and then another 5 months for the full settlement. It's taken its toll on everyone.
He had a mental breakdown and collapsed and was on medication and is still on medication for it.
This is not the only story of hardship on the high street. By this January, only a quarter of insurance claims had been settled in full. 23% of traders had received interim payments, and a similar number had not been paid. And the problem has apparently not gone away.
A lot of them are obviously bitterly annoyed as well that they have some of the claims that have not been settled yet, and they are still battling with the insurance companies to settle all the claims that's now coming up to a year.
Insurers worked very quickly and with great sensitivity in dealing with the traumatic aftermath of last August's riots. They paid out over 3,000 claims, and we expect to pay around £200 million in settling those claims.
Meanwhile, those traders here in Tottenham without any insurance should have been compensated under the Riot Damages Act. The government is expected to ultimately pick up the bill, but it's a responsibility of the police authority to assess claims and then pay out. That process has also been criticised for being too slow and overcomplicated. And today at a committee meeting at City Hall, Tottenham MP David Lammy claimed excessive red tape was yet another obstacle to small businesses.
No point asking someone to provide receipts if their business is just burnt to the ground, frankly. I mean, you know, this is insensitive and an inability to understand that you're not now dealing with a department store that has a legal department and human resources. You're dealing with a two-man business.
There are now calls for a review of how funding is managed after violent scenes like this. For Omar Mehmet and his wife, business is still slow. They only have a couple of bookings this week. They say things can only get better. Guy Smith, BBC London News.